national security and foreign affairs analyst. Dr. Walid Phares joins us right now. That's the way it's being read over there, that we're dipping our toes in and plan to stay a while. What do you think?
Absolutely. Actually, a few weeks ago, before the strike, Iranian media was saying that, oh, the United States is going to be striking all over the place. It's going to be having landings here and there. Week after, they said, oh, the United States are withdrawing from Syria because of our strength, because of our resistance. And now they're changing the story again, that we are there, we're doing the strike just to stay in Syria and beyond. This is the propaganda of the Iranian regime. It's very simple.
You know, Walid, we said we took out most of the chemical weapon-making capability of the Syrians, but not all. So what are we indicating if Assad were to use such weapons again?
Let's try to understand and explain what has happened. What was the goal of that strike after the officials have made their statements? Basically, this is a very large but still tactical operation against one part, a significant part of the weapon system in Syria. This is not targeting Iran, it's not targeting Russia. This is not even an attempt for a regime change in Syria. It's not part of the Syria civil war. It's just a message, very strong message, first to the Assad regime, second to Russia. We want Russia to pressure the Assad regime not to use these weapons again. Now, the Syrian regime made probably a mistake by overusing it, because they have been using it in the past few weeks and months, but they did so. They have a different goal, and their goal is basically to push the populations around Damascus, populations hostile to the regime, to leave. You want to name it? Ethnic cleansing. Now they've done it. Now we have had that strike over the parts of the weapon, and the question is, will the regime dare? Will they do it again? Will they calculate that we are going to be striking again? It's to be seen, Neil.
You know, there's also the Israeli part of this equation, Walid, where we're told that a phone call between Benjamin Netanyahu and I believe Vladimir Putin at the time got pretty testy, where the Russian leader had told the Israeli leader after various Israeli sorties throughout Syria to stop, to stand down. I'm wondering what you make of that, because some had thought that that would telegraph a tough Russian response to any action in Syria on the part of the Israelis or the United States. What do you think?
Look, the difference here is that Israel is directly implicated in what's happening in Syria without being involved, in the sense that there are no Israeli troops in Syria, but they are watching very carefully the passage of weapons from Iran through Iraq and Syria into Lebanon. And they act whenever they feel they can, they should, they would. But at the same time, they will be very nervous, that's the Israelis, of seeing Iran deploying missiles, deploying drones. The Israelis have shut down at least one, if not more, Iranian drone over Israeli airspace. Now think of it, if the Iranians or the Syrians will weaponize these missiles or these drones, they are at 20-25 minutes away from the center of Israel, flight-wise. So that's why the Israelis have a lot of stakes in what's happening in Syria.
Do you think everyone would be happier if Assad were dead? That he triggers a lot of this, and his association with the Russians and this tight relationship he has with Vladimir Putin, that's the problem. He's got to go.
Yes, I want to be a little bit more realistic than this. If Assad would have been gone in a way or another, either internally, and this could have happened during the civil war, there were attempts against him,
right,
or missile-wise, the Russians and the Iranians will produce another Assad. There will be Assad 3. It may not have the last name, the same last name. This is a system. And those who are really in control of Syria today, of the political and military mechanism, are the Iranians. The Russians provide the umbrella. So it's really a systemic change that needs to happen in Syria. But it should happen at the hands of the Syrians themselves. And we need to make sure that our allies on the ground are not jihadists, but they are the good guys with whom we could partner in the future. We're far from intervening in Syria, but if there is such a choice, we need to have the right allies on the ground.
Walid, thank you very, very much, my friend, for coming on Saturday and providing your expertise, as always. Much appreciated.